Hi, I'm Anna.
I'm Ben.
We're AutoSave. Welcome to our
Today
channel.
we're watching Vinland Saga Season 2, Episode 4. I am very, very excited for this episode. Last episode I didn't want to end, even though I was pretty sure it was going to. I'm really enjoying the pace of this season. That's like a big standout to me. And I also think I have a pretty good guess or theory of what's going to come in the next couple episodes. That being that after meeting the man, the legend that is Snake, I think that the only logical next step is that Thorfinn will somehow become recruited and be given the name Wolf. I think that that's a safe bet.
Yeah, no, I would say that that is a safe bet. Just because it sounds so real.
Yeah.
That he would be called a wolf. I mean, we've seen him overlapping imagery of Thorfinn with a wolf more than once.
I wonder what Einar would be called.
Maybe something like a nice, sweet animal that
Puppy.
Like a little puppy.
Yeah.
Thorfinn's the wolf and Einar's the puppy. The puppy love. Yes.
Ready?
Yeah.
Sweet. It'd be really cool to own one of those jackets.
The ear.
Damn, that purple.
I love the reaction.
I love like the little like lip quiver, like or like I don't know, the smirk from Snake. Whatever he's doing with his lips, I like.
Let my fist meet your face.
Over the nose. Damn.
悪かったな。こいつらバカなんだよ。俺はヘビだ。トルフィンです。
Holy shit. Oh! It was like a response because of the Askeladd vision.
Him.
Look at his sword. Ah.
Your body says it wants to live. I
Oh
like that
my
line.
god. The same expressions.
Back to sleep. I love him.
Everything just gave Askeladd the yawn.
Do I want to live?
Woo! Give me the intro.
I love the whisper that it comes. It's
We're supposed to watch the outro as well.
creepy but good.
We've been skipping the outro, but we're
Ooh,
supposed to
we can
watch it. Yeah.
Okay. Nature is amazing.
Hay is amazing. No?
ヘビって親分が来なかったら本当にやられてましたよ。俺たちの命なんか虫けらほどにも思ってないんだ。だとしても仕方ない。強いやつが弱いやつを殺す。
Whew.
当たり前のことだ。お前！まあまあ、いいなる。
He's already freed himself, right?
傷が生むといかん。薬を塗っておこう。薬？俺たち。薬代など気にせんでいい。私の面倒は私に一任されている。駆けつけるのが遅れてすまなかったな。ありがとうございます。アルネーズにもお礼を言っておきなさい。私に知らせよ。ずいぶん走り回ったようだ。
Yes.
二人とも今日は休みなさい。旦那様には私の古着で少し大きいだろうが、トルフィンに。
It'll look amazing.
Wait, now I need to see the intro again to see if this is the shirt he's in. The old scars mixed with new cuts.
パテールさんになんか一言ないのかよ。
It's like when you're trying to get a kid to say thank you.
こういう時はありがとうございますって言うんだよ。いいよ。
Oh, that's cute.
これで感じ悪いな。みんながよくしてくれてるってのに。トルフィンが無口なのは知っている。
What an imagery that I now have that I adore.
ありがとうございました。
Is Thorfinn the hedgehog?
おい、どこ行くんだよ。今日は麦刈り休んでいいって言われただろう。
He probably still wants to work.
森だ。こんな。待てって。俺も行くよ。
I love them together.
Audio pacing for that is nice. That shadow was cool with the arm.
Yeah.
Like, does it need to swing again?
Gonna start asking questions?
強いやつが弱いやつを殺す。当たり前のことだ。ドルフィン。
I love the close-ups on the lips.
How like chapped the
yeah,
lips are.
How dry.
戦争に行ったこと。人を殺したのか。ああ。10人くらいか。そんなこと知ってどうする。戦争が嫌いなんだろう。倒すぞ。
What a shot.
The pacing for the trees has been so nice.
You can feel the weight to it. Thorfinn's killed as many men as he has chopped trees.
何人かなんて覚えちゃいない。たくさん殺した。
All of the trees.
5つか6つくらいの頃から。
Oh my god.
戦場にいた。マーク軍のイングランド攻めにも加わったよ。俺は戦士だった。軽蔑するか、エイナル。
This is so good.
When he was a kid.
何人殺したなんて覚えちゃいない。
Oh my god.
たくさん殺した。
Wow. It's a part of his nightmare.
What the fuck? Look at how it's drawn.
This is the way that he sees it. His nightmares. What's gonna stop it?
Oh, it's like the fight on the top of the castle. Oh my god.
He doesn't even know. God, the veins.
お前は何かいいことありますか？俺はなかったよ。今日まで生きてきていいこと。
It's like a penance.
お前は死にてえのか。どんなひどい目にあったかなんて知らねえ。どんな地獄で生きてきたかなんて。けどこんな地獄でのんきにくっちゃべってら飯食ったりクソして寝たりしていられんのも誰かが俺らを生かしてくれたからだろうが。
Someone kept us
物語
alive.
だって違うだろ。違うだろ。クソったれ。甘えんだ。
The way he's trying to hold his composure this whole time has been insane.
そもそもよ。お前が俺の家族を殺したわけじゃねえ。思い上がんじゃねえよ。
Going back to the shot.
ありがとう。エイナル。ありがとう。
Oh.
たく。お前の寝言のおかげですっかり。そうか。ごめん、エイナル。さっさと寝ちまえ。
He said thank you.
And I'm sorry.
And I'm sorry.
Canute?
Please, please let the moon illuminate the face. Burial.
Choir.
was he looking at me like that?
All right.
Okay, we'll watch this. Yes. Wow.
Oh my god. Okay, that was Vinland Saga Season 2, Episode 4. That outro.
It was
Man.
basically a great sum up of this episode in terms of visuals.
Yeah, I'm dumbfounded by the pivot Season 2 is taking. I love it. The pacing is so phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I watch so much stuff that it feels like they have to add in everything they can so that they can include everything they can from the source material, and they have to hit every plot point they can so they can end a season on a good note,
Mm-hmm. And sometimes they skip some stuff.
But it feels like
rush
this.
through it.
I'm assuming it's a manga. If it is, it feels like it wasn't and I mean that in the sense that it feels like it was meant to become an anime, like it ending where it did with season 1, end of prologue, and then what this is,
or that it would have been written as a story, just with words and not with pictures.
Yeah,
We've watched some anime before that I believe were written from just the source material was not a manga, it was like a
light
novel.
Yeah.
And there's something about this that I would say has a similar feeling. That there's something about like I'm seeing a book come to life here, and I
Yeah.
almost can't even imagine what the panels would look like because it feels like it just came off of a page and I'm watching something in real life. Like I can't even watch this and be like, yeah, that was probably a panel from the manga, and that was probably I'm not watching it like that.
Yeah.
I'm watching it like as if this was real people, and I'm watching a movie that's like a live action.
Which is interesting because I think that you could this could be a live action.
It could
in the same sense that a show minus Ryuk, Death Note probably could have been, right?
Mhm.
Not I am so glad it isn't. That's not at all what I'm trying to insinuate. But it's just the idea that I feel like most of the times that I watch anime, the elements are so fantastical it needs to be drawn.
Either in some superhuman feats or some supernatural element to it.
Man.
Characters' hair sometimes interesting.
You know
if
what, though?
See Yu-Gi-Oh! In a live action.
I am a huge fan. I think for most of the time, I think I appreciate anime and animation more than live action things as of recent. My entire life was just thrown into the film deep end because of family interest and then my own interest for a while, and trying to know as much as I can about the production side of things, and my interest in wanting to do those types of things myself.
Mm-hmm.
But there's such a beauty in the composition of shots in anime and animation that it's really tough to you don't find that a lot in live action, because each shot that is drawn and composed, I think, needs to be, and by the nature of the production side of things, is a lot more thought out than a lot of people's directorial styles in film. You'll have shots lined up in storyboarding for live action, in camera work all the time, sure, but a lot of the time you are basing most of it off of script and find the shots while you're shooting,
and nuance is up to the actor.
yeah. But Oh my god, this episode was phenomenal. Like this whole season has been so far, but like the you were very aware of a lot of great scenes that were coming up. Like this scene of like the hand reaching, like, and you could only see the shadow on the tree. Beautiful. The idea of the tree that Thorfinn's cutting through the frame over Einar's face. Like the sound design and the pacing of the weight of the trees.
The audio pacing of that whole interaction from the beginning of getting the sound of the axe hitting the tree and then when the next whack would be.
Yeah.
The pacing there, the breath was real, and it felt good, and it felt heavy, like, you know, you're really swinging it and it's heavy and you're coming back down on the tree from Thorfinn then saying timber, and the amount of time that spanned him saying that to the tree actually beginning to creak and fall, and then the actual falling of the tree holding the weight that you would want it to, so that it feels like you literally were witness to a real tree just falling. The heaviness of it.
This is phenomenal. But like I never expected that I'd 4 episodes into a new season of something that's taken the original route that this has and the pivot that it has. I am so surprised that I'm able to fall this much in love with it so far. It feels like it's really resonating with me.
I think that they've really what's happening here in terms of what we're talking about emotionally is something that is easily both immersive and, for like an empathetic person, a viewer that has been following this journey, what's happening with Thorfinn and what we're getting from him in terms of like his nightmares, and then understanding for ourselves, because we've seen it, how young he was, that he was a victim of things, whatever events led him to be like who he is now. And this emotional conversation we're having is so deep and heavy and like not flashy. I guess if you're thinking like life and death, those ideas, those heaviness to it, it could be seen as flashy, but there's something here that's like so much more nuanced than just like the flashiness of like, I don't want to die, or I do want to die, you know, I don't want to live. There's something so much deeper and not as like surface level flashiness or shock value as statements like that. And it feels so much more poetic, it feels quiet, and it feels slow.
It's so immersive. Like I can't like I think we often watch very flashy things, right? I cannot believe how like my eyes were just glued the entire episode. Like everything was so well put. And like so, I said pacing again and again and again in this discussion, but it's phenomenal. And then just the writing in general. Oh my god. I feel like I'm learning and I'm going to be shown so many different ideologies and facets and beliefs of how, regardless of what you believe, think, or have done, there's a similarity between every single person, and that's being human and what humanity means and what that means to each person. And I can't believe that I just haven't acknowledged more that Einar living through the will of his mother and what his mother said for him to be doing with this is the most entertaining and perfect person to be paired with Thorfinn with where he is right now in his life.
I think in terms of human, what we see from Einar for this ending interaction with Thorfinn is one of the most, like, what I would say is a human and real thing in animated form. That what's happening here, where we can see even from the veins and the look on Einar's face, the brows being knitted the way that they are, the shape that his eyes are creating in this anger and this holding himself in this more composed way, but he's so filled with all of these really strong emotions. and he's kind of almost maybe even battling with himself for some of that interaction, but he makes a choice here, but that choice was still hard, and you can feel that it was hard for him to give up on what he had started doing in choking Thorfinn, that it took a lot for him to be able to say the things that he does to Thorfinn, to wake Thorfinn up. It was hard, but he still did it. It was heavy, but he still chose to do it. But it's not like he could release all of that once he made those choices.
Yeah, which is great detail and makes you feel the weight of his character as his own living person. And yeah, it feels real. I'm wondering how heavy they lean into Einar teaching Thorfinn how he should be and how he made think about it. What's one of the last things that Einar just said in terms of being combative against Thorfinn? It's not like you killed my family.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Thorfinn, Askeladd killed his father, and in response, Thorfinn had spent his entire life trying to get revenge and kill Askeladd.
Mm-hmm.
And Thorfinn had an attempt and a shot at trying to kill Askeladd while he was sleeping, and Thorfinn decided, no, that's not the way I was going to go about it. And in a similar sense, Einar had the same type of approach to Thorfinn here, but stopped himself.
Mm-hmm.
And regardless of saying it's not like you killed my family, and there is an inherent difference there, I think that it just shows what kind of mentality Einar has as an individual. And I wonder how that's going to, like, Thorfinn's obviously learning the thank you from him. What's next?
Another comparison with those two moments is that would have been their first time killing someone.
Yeah.
Both of them. From Thorfinn seeing Askeladd asleep, and from Einar seeing Thorfinn asleep the way that he is. And that line that we even get repeated in this episode is that the strong kill the weak.
Mm-hmm.
And you are your most vulnerable and weak when you are asleep. That is how Askeladd disposed of his father. And another thing I wanted to talk about is that there is another line in this interaction of someone kept us alive. Einar, in this moment and in this scene, chooses to keep Thorfinn alive and to remind him of such. Chooses to channel his energy in whatever way it's going to go, and choosing to reach out verbally, at least, even, and his hand too, by waking him up, to get something. There's a reason that Einar wants to be reaching out to Thorfinn here. There's something that he sees or feels that he can't just eliminate this person, and he can't just not try to understand this person or have them understand his viewpoint. He's like, jerk, jeez, asshole. But he is trying for Thorfinn. Even though he does not have to, he does not need to. In the same way that Thorfinn's like, why are you waking me up in the night? You could ask Einar this same question here, is not only why are you waking Thorfinn up, but why did you stop yourself from killing him? And then why did you choose to go then as far as beginning steps of being the person that could help him feel purpose in being alive again?
Yeah.
Why, Einar? Why are you choosing to do this? And what's informing this for you, even though we can see as a viewer how heavy on you this is and how hard against whatever instinctual emotions you're feeling that you are composing yourself enough to get to the true core of what you want to do here. It's impressive.
Yeah. In terms of, I was like watching the opening this time, and it felt like I was watching it for the first time in a weird way. I
felt that in terms of listening to the lyrics.
Yeah.
For the first time,
but
really. I
was focusing on like the water, right? It reminds me so much of what happened with Thor's and his exit from war and battle and the faking of his own death, right? Like it reminds me so much of it. And it's funny because in a show that's entire first season was heavily focused on action and fighting, God, I don't want Thorfinn to fight. It's like you know what I mean? His reaction to Snake was amazing and so it's great. But in the same way that Thor's found what he did, I desire that for Thorfinn.
It's almost what's most intriguing to me now as a viewer is being reminded of a question that was posed when Thorkel finally catches up to them. That idea of wanting to keep Thorfinn around because Thorfinn might help Thorkel understand what Thor's knew about being a true warrior, what the secret was to being a true warrior that Thor's seemed to understand but no one else has yet. And they all are wishing to understand what that is, what that secret is. And that is one of the most intriguing things. And I'm totally okay. If there was no action here and no seeing Thorfinn fighting, I would not be mad about that because of what we're talking about emotionally, what we're doing emotionally, the true core of what's about a soul, what a man is, what a warrior is, a good person, what's in your soul, what drives you to live. Like, all of these topics are so deep, so valuable to be talked about, that they're like this ever flowing pit of ways you can show us things and be entertaining in a show. You don't have to have action if you have this deep well of like the purpose of living and being alive and being a good person while you're here. And these conversations are already infinitely intriguing.
The idea of what it's like to return from war, I think, when I was in I was listening to a debate in an archaeology class I was in one time between two kids in the class, and through that it felt like I understood that one of them felt like war thousands of years ago was nowhere close to being comparable to war now. Not in terms of like means of killing people or war in itself, like, or technology and the advancements of it. More just like that they were flat out saying and trying to insinuate that nothing then, like the people who went through it, you just couldn't compare it. And I think that like through the expression and look and dreams of Thorfinn here is just like what war and killing and everything that Thorfinn had to go through does to a person is something I think needs attention brought to it. And it's really compelling to watch this season and this show in general. It's such a wild contrast to some of the things that we saw in season 1, and obviously it's all intentional, but I'm just so impressed and I'm so blown away and I just want to watch more. I feel like this show teaches me lessons.
It's a bit of a case study.
Yeah.
This season is becoming a bit of a case study in understanding how in the nature versus nurture, in the environment that Thorfinn grew up, the things that happened in his life, the events, the people he was around, and their personalities and their actions, how all of this has informed him and gotten him into this position, but how there's still so much for him to understand, still so much for him to process from his own path, because he's obviously having nightmares. It's clear that he hasn't fully processed everything that he's gone through. He doesn't have a clear feeling that he's identified in terms of how he feels about the past or the people in it, those people that kept him alive. How does he really feel about them now? Has he even identified that? There's still so much to be exploring in this case study of us getting to see where his past was, what happened there, but also see the journey of that changing. And we can't even predict what direction it's going to change in. Because why? Because we don't know what's going to inform him going forward. We don't know who else is going to enter his life. Obviously, we know Einar is here right now. But anything, any day, any new twist, any new character.
I mean, we saw Canute at the end of the episode, too, which I'm scared of that being introduced into his
anything
life.
could play a role in what path he goes down, who he becomes even more so as he grows, how he feels about things in his past. It all is influenced by what is around him.
Before this episode, I have never felt the burning desire that I have to grab some dude I barely know, go into the woods and chop down some trees while we talk.
Yeah?
Yeah. Throw some stubble, you know? Yeah. Damn, this is so good, man. It's interesting because like a lot of times I get pissed when episodes end if I'm really like waiting for the next one. I'm just really appreciating it. Like I want to watch the next one, but it's like each episode feels like its own chapter in a book.
Mm-hmm.
Like it feels like it really is.
I think that's thanks to the pacing.
It's so well done.
It doesn't feel like it feels more like you're being wrapped in something and then it's being removed softly and nicely, where it's not this jarring experience of being like, no, the episode's over. You know, it's there's a softness to it.
I love
there's like an okay, I'll come back here for my next therapy session next week. Awesome.
I love the show.
Loving it.
I'm happy that we're watching it.
I'm definitely happy, especially that shot we got with Canute at the end.
Yeah.
That had me really happy.
I don't know where that's leading. I don't know if that means that next episode we're going to get Canute point of view or if we're going to intertwine Canute and Thorfinn again. Obviously he was looking at graves, but I don't know what this means. You know?
I don't know what anything means ever. Are they trying to make Canute hot?
I'm on Team Snake.
Well, I don't...
You have to pick one.
Well, I don't know yet. I said, are they trying to? I don't know yet. I'm not seeing the whole
You've obviously picked.
I did not pick.
So
I'm asking a question. Right now, it's Snake.
No. You're leaving Snake for Canute. That's fine.
I mean, I have more history with Canute, so...
I love Thorfinn. Thorfinn is so fucking awesome. He's such a great protagonist.
He is a great character to be following. A great character to understand or to try to understand.
Okay. All right. That's all I have you.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We hope to see you next time.